And now, please rise for the entrance of Father President and distinguished members of the Platform Party.
Good morning. My name is Dennis Jacobs, and I serve as Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. It is my pleasure to welcome our distinguished guests, members of the university boards, deans and faculty, parents, family and friends, and members of the graduating class of 2018. These are the university's 167th commencement exercises. Please remain standing for the national anthem and for the invocation. The national anthem will be played by graduating senior and violinist Byron Michael Phan. Raquel Hernandez, a graduating senior from Los Angeles, California, with a major in psychology and a minor in communication, will open the commencement with a prayer.
We come together on this special day to celebrate our accomplishments and hard work throughout these years. As we celebrate, we pause to acknowledge that Santa Clara University sits on the land of the Ohlone people. We remember their connection to this region and give thanks for the opportunity to live, work, learn, and pray on their traditional homeland. Let us take a moment of silence to pay respect to their elders and to all Ohlone people of the past and present. Let us also remember the deceased members of the class of 2018, Owen Botwood, Julian Fraser, and Henry Walter. May they rest in peace. And so we pray. May we be grateful for our families and friends who have supported us and are here present or in spirit to celebrate with us our graduation. May we feel blessed and proud of where we have come from and where we are now, that we may believe in our abilities and skills we have acquired here, and that we may have the confidence to use them and continue learning. As we embark on a new episode in our lives, may we be people with and for others in our commitment to make a more just, humane, and sustainable world. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. It is my privilege to introduce the president of Santa Clara University, Reverend Michael Eng of the Society of Jesus, who will offer some words to the graduates.
Distinguished guests, university colleagues, families and friends, fans of the Dubs, and graduates of Santa Clara University class of 2018. Welcome. Congratulations, graduates, on reaching this milestone. You could have not made it without the support of two vital groups of people. So I want to give a shout out, first of all, to the faculty and staff for teaching, mentoring, advocating for you throughout your years at Santa Clara. So let's hear it for them. Yes. Equally important, a shout out to your family and friends, your relatives, and for those who have supported you through continued love and sacrifice. So for all of the family and friends, we say thank you. Thank you. We recognize both groups of people upon whom you have relied and from whom you have benefited so richly these years. And so graduates, we celebrate your academic achievements as you become the newest members of the Santa Clara University alumni family. The work you have done, however, must continue. Your efforts in the classroom over the past few years were only the beginning. And now, the challenge is to identify and to put to use the power and influence each of you holds to improve the lives of others. It was here on this campus back in 2000, the year 2000, that the Superior General of the Jesuits, Peter Hans Kolvenbach, delivered a powerful address, the service of faith and the promotion of justice in American Jesuit higher education. And in his speech, Father Kolvenbach pointed out our unique position here in Silicon Valley. He called it the intersection of the mission and the microchip. Today he'd probably say the cloud. And while we have our Jesuit mission committed to serving others, we also must confront our position as an academic institution aspiring for excellence in the midst of global wealth, power, and culture. So how do we confront this reality? How do we make the intersection of mission and microchip benefit others and improve our world? Kolvenbach urged you and all students of Jesuit institutions to let the gritty reality of this world into your lives, to feel it, to think about it critically, to respond to its suffering, and to engage it constructively. He stressed the importance of learning to perceive and think and judge, choose, and act for the rights of others, especially the disadvantaged and the oppressed. Well, in my opinion, to engage in such tasks, love must motivate our actions. I'm not talking about a romantic sort of love, that's not bad at all, but rather a love for humanity, a love for life, a love that recognizes each individual encountered as a fellow companion on this journey of life. And this love I'm referring to is relentless. It seeks out those whose hearts feel full and those whose hearts ache with emptiness. The great American writer Maya Angelou frequently described this dynamic. She put it this way: Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, it leaps fences, it penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope. Angela realized that love is unstoppable, it's agile, love is ambitious, love is audacious, love is persistent. Love is our hope-filled life raft for which we can save humanity. So Angelou and Kolvenbach each shared a desire to animate humanity. They urge us to strive for our ideals and help others to flourish. And so if there's one lesson I hope you take away from Santa Clara, it's this. As long as you choose to mirror your mind and your hearts, that is, cherish both the microchip and the mission identities of our institution, you will grow into a leader of compassionate excellence no matter what your endeavors. Love recognizes no barriers. So congratulations again, class of 2018, and God bless you all. Go Broncos. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Ang, for your inspiring words. Santa Clara University is pleased to recognize a number of our exemplary students for their achievements, service to others, and contributions to the university. Their lives serve as a model and inspiration to us all. The Peter Hans Kolvenbach S.J. Award recipient and the Nobili and St. Clair medalist for the class of 2018 will be introduced by Jeannie Rosenberger, Vice Provost for Student Life. Father Ang will present the awards.
The Peter Hans Kolvenbach S.J. Award is given by the President of the University to a graduating senior who exemplifies the ideals of Jesuit education, especially being a whole person of solidarity in the real world and having the courage and faith to build a more just and humane world. The Peter Hans Kolvenbach S.J. Award is given to Jack Hurston. The St. Clair Medal is given to the female graduate who is judged outstanding in personal character, school activities, and overall contribution to the university. The St. Clair Medal is awarded to Lindsay Taylor. The Nobili Medal is awarded to the male graduate who is judged outstanding in personal character, school activities, and overall contribution to the university. The Nobili Medal is awarded to Brandon Sanchez.
Congratulations, Jack, Lindsay, and Brandon. Other students who have received prizes and awards are noted in your commencement program, and their honors are listed next to their names. Each year, the university bestows its highest honor, the honorary doctorate, on individuals who embody the ideals of Jesuit education and model the university's commitment to fashioning a more humane, just, and sustainable world. Matthew Duncan, Associate Dean for Student Life, will introduce the first honoree.
Will Father Peter Pabst of the Society of Jesus please come forward? Reverend Peter Pabst, your lifelong commitment to Jesuit education has transformed the lives of children who needed a champion, particularly in Santa Clara Valley, where families often struggle amid gaps in wealth and opportunity. You have served generations as a faithful and generous steward of the Ignatian charisma. As an educator in Jesuit schools, double alumnus, and former staff member of Santa Clara University, minister of Santa Clara Jesuit Community and trustee of Bellarmine College Preparatory and the University of San Francisco, among other roles. For embodying Jesuit ideals to new generations, Santa Clara University presents to you the honorary degree of Doctor of Education.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degree of Doctor of Education, honoris causa.
Reverend William Rewalk, S.J., Chancellor Emeritus, will introduce our next honoree.
Will Lorna Pinelli please come forward? Lorna Pinelli, thanks to your support and belief in our mission, thousands of Broncos have found a home here. Since 1956, you have been an ambassador for Santa Clara University and have proudly supported our mission, aspirations, and traditions. Your service on the Dissay Museum Advisory Board, the board of the Kenna Club, the Bronco Bench Foundation, is just a small sampling of your invaluable contributions. Your spirit of generosity extends beyond the university, and your philanthropy, your outright humor, and as matriarch of the Pinelli family. For your lifetime of faithful and gracious service, Santa Clara University presents to you the honorary degree of Doctor of Public Service, honoris causa.
Confer on you the degree of Doctor of Public Service, honoris causa.
Dr. Dick Levy, Chair of the Advisory Board for the Markkula Center for Applied Ethics, will announce our next honoree.
Thank you for moving it down. Kirk O'Hanson, over the last 17 years, you have led and grown the Markkula Center for Applied Ethics at Santa Clara to become the preeminent university-based ethics center in the world. On the eve of your retirement, it is fair to say that the influence you have had on those both inside and globally outside Santa Clara have exceeded all expectations. We are at a time when our sacred traditions and valued institutions are being questioned. Democracy, capitalism, religion, education, healthcare, the media, and science. You believe that these challenges must be confronted through courageous action coupled with voluntary ethical behavior if we are to emerge stronger and better than we were before. For imprinting your vision of purpose, compassion, and Santa Clara's applied ethics leadership across boundaries of geography and technology, Santa Clara University presents to you the honorary degree of Doctor of Education.
Stand on his left side. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degree of Doctor of Public Service, honoris causa.
I invite Kirk Hansen to come and to deliver the commencement address.
All right. Okay. Father President, trustees, and other members of university boards, distinguished guests, deans and faculty, parents, family, friends of our graduates, and the Bronco class of 2018. I am delighted to be an honorary member of Santa Clara's class of 2018. For the past 50 years, it seemed everyone in my family was getting a Santa Clara degree. My brother, my 2 sisters-in-law and their husbands, 5 nieces and nephews, but not me. Now I will finally get respect at family gatherings. I too am a Bronco. As fate would have it, 50 years ago today, June 16th, 1968, I walked across the stage to get my own undergraduate degree, 50 years ago today. I hope that 50 years from today, you graduates will feel as fulfilled and blessed as I do. However, at my graduation, my godfather, a crusty Irish policeman, had enough halfway through the commencement address and disappeared. We later found him in the bar at the hotel, recovering. Godfathers, I am watching you carefully this morning as a leading indicator of how I'm doing. It's easy to make broad statements about millennials, Gen Xers, and about all college students, but I want to reflect for a few minutes this morning on you Santa Clara graduates are different from most other college graduates, both because you were different when you came 4 years ago, but also by how you have been shaped by your Santa Clara experience. Fortunately, what is different about you makes you more attractive to employers, to the friends we all hope to accompany throughout our lives, and to the future wife, husband, or partner. Now I have your attention, okay? Having taught for 23 years at a well-known secular university and now for 17 years here at Santa Clara, I'm convinced Santa Clara graduates are different. I'm going to talk briefly about 4 characteristics which I think set you apart. I hope each of you in this class of 2018 embraces these 4 traits as part of your identity. I hope you will always be different in these ways. However, if you don't recognize any of these traits, there will be a remedial year of undergraduate study beginning tomorrow morning. First, Santa Clara grads, I believe, are more compassionate, more empathetic about what others are feeling and how others experience this crazy world and challenging life, particularly when others' experiences are very different from your own. One of our distinguished professors, Tom Plant in psychology, has developed, yes, those are the psychology graduates. Tom Plant developed a test of compassion primarily to track the impact of a Santa Clara undergraduate education on your values. It's given to entering freshmen and graduating seniors. Professor Plant hypothesizes that you were already different when you arrived, more compassionate and more empathetic because of your family upbringing, as well as your own personal experiences and choices before Santa Clara. Now, your class's survey is still being tabulated, but based on past classes, the compassion and empathy that you have for others has increased while you've been at Santa Clara. And greater increases in compassion are correlated and increased by feeling valued as part of our community, participating in your service learning opportunities, taking workshops in racial and cultural sensitivity, and exploring the varied religious and spiritual experiences which are available here. Here's the advantage of being more compassionate and empathetic. If you are, you recognize how the lives of others are different than yours and how others may think and feel differently. You can manage teams and organizations more effectively. You can tap into the feelings of consumers and audiences more effectively. And you can create ventures and public programs that address the real problems that others have. When I have been more compassionate and attentive in my own life, I think I've been a better teacher, a better friend, a better manager. Those times I was preoccupied with myself, things always started to go wrong. And those have been painful lessons. So, number one, be different, be compassionate and empathetic. Second, employers tell us that Santa Clara graduates really do dedicate themselves to a purpose, a passion in life beyond getting rich and simply looking out for number one. You are less full of yourselves than the graduates of some other universities. Employers and friends really like that. This is what employers mean when they say that there is another dimension to a Santa Clara student, a depth, a commitment to bettering the world, a willingness to cooperate, a commitment to using your talents for others. Don't underestimate the importance of this advantage. It'll enable you to accomplish more, have deeper relationships, and be happier for your entire life. Some of you have found your passion while here at Santa Clara in engineering design projects featuring environmental sustainability, in business entrepreneurship, which serves the least advantaged, in education for the underserved, in a legal career that seeks justice for all. Some of you will find your passion later. I found my own passion in an internship between junior and senior years of college, an internship at Hewlett-Packard. And the interest in business ethics has lasted with me for the rest of my life. You may well shift passions over a lifetime. There is no single passion that probably will be a part of every year of your life. You will move from one cause to another, contributing in each of them. So be different, be full of purpose. Third, you're prepared. You're prepared for the unpredictable and sometimes troubling world that we face. I have spent my life studying how people prepare for, recognize, and handle life's ethical choices. When a boss asks you to falsify a report, when you're tempted to lie to cover up a mistake you made yourself, or when you have to deal with a colleague who thinks everything is competitive and that cooperation is for losers. Now, where have I heard that? I have learned that every job and every role you will have has a set of predictable, even unavoidable ethical choices. One role many of us here this morning, not you graduates as yet, share is that of being parents. Boy, do parents make a lot of ethical choices. My wife and I raised 3 children, and I think we got better with each child at not showing anger and when to let go, when to let our children do something risky, and when to protect their safety, and as college students and graduates, when to advise and when to shut up. We got better at that. My biggest ethical failing, however, was as a spouse. When I accepted a job in another city on the spot, as soon as I got the job offer, after having promised my wife that any career move, particularly a physical move, would be worked out together. That was 30 years ago, and I'm still doing penance for that mistake. It is not worth it. Santa Clara grads know that there are unavoidable ethical choices in whatever their field, business, engineering, science, medicine, law, and any career path that they pursue. And they know the questions you can ask when you are faced with an ethical dilemma. And they've had these beaten into them, I'm sure. What choice does the most good and the least harm? Whose rights are affected by this choice? What's the fairest way to handle this? What action contributes to the common good? And what does good character, personal character, require here? Santa Clara grads also know about the Jesuit concept of discernment, perhaps overdone at times, but the critical point is that you know that you have to create some space in your life to think before you act, to ask the really important questions in life, particularly when the pressure is greatest. There will always be someone hoping that you won't reflect too much. Graduates, be different, be prepared. The fourth difference, and last, is that Santa Clara graduates have significant courage. Making good choices in life involves and will involve deliberate sacrifices, to turn down a questionable assignment, or to admit your mistakes rather than cover them up, to pursue your passion rather than solely the path to wealth. It will sometimes involve putting some of your goals on hold for the sake of your spouse's career, or while you care for an ill parent. My 3 children, all 30-somethings, are here. I hope they heard that last point, that be ready to take care of your aging parents. There are many stories of courage that I could share today, but many which I can't because of their confidentiality. Santa Clara grads who headed off engineering disasters because they persistently raised safety questions at the right moment, corporate whistleblowers determined not to let misbehavior continue, graduates taking great risk to create companies with humane and ethical cultures, and to launch programs and ventures for the poor around the world. And of countless graduates before you who have stood up for women and minorities who are demeaned in their organizations. We salute your forebears who have made these a characteristic of their lives. My best and in some ways most courageous decision personally was to leave Stanford 17 years ago and its comforts to come to Santa Clara and to grow the Markkula Center for Applied Ethics. It turned out to be the second best decision of my life after marrying my lifetime partner, Catherine. These choices, the courageous choices and the decisions of passion, can bring a greater sense of fulfillment and happiness than you have ever had. Our experience and our hope is that Santa Clara graduates will be the courageous one, the first to speak up, the first to take the risk, the first to be willing to pay the price to do the right thing. So be different, be courageous. Class of 2018, I have, however, a warning for you. The traits that you came here with and were fostered and developed at Santa Clara are not guaranteed. You will shape your own character and your own strengths every day of your life from this day forward. You will weaken or strengthen your compassion, your purpose, your preparation, your courage by the decisions that you make every day. Who you are tomorrow depends on what you do today. I hope you and your families will celebrate this morning that you are different from other college graduates. You are entering a world with great intelligence and a top quality education, but even more importantly, with a set of values and skills that the world desperately needs. And I believe, and we believe, practicing those values and skills will lead you to a life of the deepest fulfillment and the greatest happiness. Santa Clara class of 2018, be different, and Godspeed.
Thank you, Kirk, for your words of insight and encouragement to your fellow class of 2018. I'd like to express all of our deep gratitude and appreciation for your remarkable career promoting ethical practice across the professions. We now turn to the main celebration of the day to honor each member of the class of 2018. The trustees of the university, on the recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in them by the state of California, will, through the president of the university, confer degrees on those who now will be presented. During the awarding of the degrees, please hold your applause until all graduates have received their diplomas. Each graduate's picture will be taken by the university photographer, so we ask that no personal photos be taken inside the area set aside for graduates. Lastly, please remain seated throughout the remainder of the ceremony. The valedictorian will address the class after all graduates have been named, and the alumni picnic will not open until the conclusion of the entire commencement program. Dr. Debbie Tomasabi, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, will present the candidates for Bachelor of Arts degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences. Professor Michael Whalen of the Department of Communication will read aloud the names of the graduates from the college. Please wait until Professor Whalen has said your name before walking across the stage.
Candidates who have been approved for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the College of Arts and Sciences, please rise. Father President, I have the honor to present for their degrees those candidates who have been approved by the faculty of the college and by the Board of Trustees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degree of Bachelor of Arts as indicated by your Dean. Congratulations.
Please be seated until you are directed to rise. Will the first row please come forward? Alexander Callan McCarty. Jacob Russell Albrecht. Tess Elizabeth Berghoff. Kieran Joseph Freeman. Madison Elizabeth Blessington. Sarah Christine Dickinson. Lauren Hunter Bell. John Heber Lawley. Carter Mackenzie Siqueiros. Brigitte Marie Ladd. Alexandra Giovanna Bettacini. Rachel Lim Robles. Margaret Houston Hurlbutt. Jonathan Agulo. Giselle Kimpo Shavy. Summer Brennan. Courtney Isabella Kim. Kirsten Laurel Anderson. Olivia Roxanne Bentley. Emily Alexandra Alonzo. Casey Lane Margaret Fodish. Eden Mackenzie Polich. Juliet Rose Ulrich. Sasha Bowden Gomberg. David Alexander Odell. Lesia Bespravzvazanik. Justin David Lalonde. Aurora Adele Zom. Jack Benjamin. Tyler Robert Markey. Michael Joseph Broghammer. Kiera Sofia Carbone. Amber Castillo. Noah Sebastian Carl. Cesar Enrique Castro. Paul Alexander Calapi. Nicholas Paul Devansei. Helena Grace Castro. Elizabeth Louise Abuzaid. Charlotte Jane Hayward. Elizabeth Shea Stevens. Robert Welsh Helm. Trent Patrick Carlson. Alyssa Megan Feldstein. Kylie Nicole Moreno. Meredith D. Ray. Anna Louise Bauer. Sarah Mackenzie Smith. Anne Elizabeth Ferraro. Olivia Faith Hayes. Peyton Hill. Britta Ann Walker. Sabrina Naomi Marie Govea. Sung Ho Thomas Shin. Anthony David Linden. Michael Donald Healy. Evan Gregory Haberly. Theus Evan Wardlow. Jacob Glenn Brote. Nicholas Bradford Holm. Brett Lewis Ferrari. Grace Catherine McDougall. Samuel Charles Wheeler. Catherine Wells Jack. Tess Catherine Karras. Kathleen Elizabeth Wynn. Maria Cheryl Michal. Adrian Mary Ashworth. Claire Kathleen Haley. Claudia Isabella Lyon. Annabelle Josephine Bench. Kelly Elizabeth Pay. Alessia Rose Bugella. Ashley Morgan Peters. Ariana Ray Frankel. Simone Merced Gaffrey. Sebastian Tai Mateo. Kelly Ensign Dong. Michelle Lee. Aaron Misha Rolda Labe. Constantina Kelly Limberpolis. Madeline Angevine. Nicholas T. Ferdinandi. Nick. Benita Wei Sean Ko. Margaret Catherine Doan. Chloe Nicole Donlin. Matthew Nakin Jacobs. Matthew Wyatt Palmer. Peyton Elise Malesavas. Tristan Drake Nortier Tilly. Courtney Malia Capraviza. Lauren Rose Mahoney. Lindsay Kaylin Kincaid. Alexandra Ihal Rocha. Zareen Kazi. Taylor Noel Mullen. Charlotte Emily Arouye. Martine Ridler. John Alexander Hines. Christina Grace Vandenhogen. Michael Patrick Taylor. Miranda Thornberry Dunn. Francesca Sarah Hellebrandt. Monica Ann Victor. Cameron Marion Hart. Anna Patricia Patton. Saskia Webb. Michael Scott McGinnis. Helen Quinn Passon. Michael Patrick Rote. Claire Lillian Helen McCarthy. Denisha Latrice Cartwright. Hannah Beto Teeter. Cesar Duenas Salazar. Marie Alexis Gupit Mayer. Elena Jade Peaks. Samuel Philip Underlon. Ashley Nicole Tom. Fiona Marie Giarontana Young. William Charles Slade. Grant Charles Pustelnik. Rebecca Nicole Sagarian. Teresa Phoenix. Stephen James Traeger. Mackenzie Jonathan Ryan. Harris Adis Wahab. Beatrice Inez Lopez. Hannah Bryce Johnson. Mary Madeline Fredrickson. Alexis Caitlin Tong. Zuhal Karami. Junina Ong. Shelly Valdez. Esther Young. Jack Moore. Madison Schiffman. Jacqueline Rose Ayala. Madison Patricia Givens. Brandon Charles Sanchez. Claire Jane Pardini. Cedric Michael Burt Maria Brinkenmeyer. Catherine Emily Porter. Emily Taylor Stewart. Victoria Ray Juarez. Brandon Robert Boardingham. Jamie Ann Daigle. Maxwell Baird Rowenbuehler. Noah James Downs. Peter Francis O'Brien. Brian Michael Fan. Michelle Chico Catherine Heckert. Michael Turgeon. Hannah Marie Vincent. Susan Elizabeth Irving. Annie Elizabeth Yates. Sean Patrick Bonner. Cynthia Rose Stella. Anthony Walter Hoyt. Riley Ann Vasky. Browen Guion Geyer. Francis Hope Wright. Charles McCann Haley. Michael Joseph Baker. Sarah Lynn Charter. James K. Flynn. Lindsay Summer Mandel. Gabrielle Deutsch. Quinn Delaney Mitruka. Bailey Chambers McQuain. John Hannah Price. Austin Bellamy Quinn. Danilo James Gustacci. Pablo Ariel Lopez. Alaria May Emerald. Michael George Harris. Ashley Elizabeth Dunn. Daisy Catherine Cook. Livio Alexander Paletti. Leilan Nishi. Henry Minso Strickland. Noah Wing Ho Ye Westfall. Connor Matthew Holtum. Jeremy Isaac Baumberger Meyer. Amanda Schiavone. Catherine Lorraine Tarrant. Grace Helen Emma Zimmerman. Andrew Esparza Brennan. Thomas Arenello. Anique Michelle Gerard. Hunter Francis Donovan. Irene Joan Kim. Pamela Melissa Lowe. Owen Assalone. Ryan Christian Lee. Owen Alva Rogers Hillsbeck.
Dr. Karen Beck-Dudley, Dean of the Thomas and Dorothy Levy School of Business, will present the candidates for degrees in the Levy School of Business. Dr. Gregory Baker of the Management Department will read aloud the names of the graduates from the school. Please wait until Dr. Baker has said your name before walking across the stage.
Candidates who have been approved for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Commerce in the Levy School of Business, please rise. Father President, I have the honor to present for their degrees those candidates who have been approved by the faculty of the school and by the Board of Trustees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degree of Bachelor of Science in Commerce as indicated by your Dean. Congratulations.
Please be seated until you are directed to rise. Christina Lynn Kramer. Jessica Siendel. Nak Doan. Tianli Li. Amy Chen. Angela Yu. Melissa Susana Ramos. Emily Catherine Chang. Miro Lee. Yuri Nakamura. Audrey Keneally. Kendall Marissa Chase. Rima Chowdhury. Christina Lee. Kelly Catherine King. Ankita Bakande. Connor James Vogel. Grigory Svinticki. Valdemar Hogue Anderson. Catherine Shi Fuhong Hansen Dobbs. Grace T. Momoto. Francis Audrey Sham. Trevor Joseph Johnson. Megan Elizabeth Muklovich. Dee Liu. Natalie Elizabeth Quintanilla. Greer Lillian Chrisman. Madison Nicole Schaefer. Sean Thomas Fessel. Sydney Ann Lautsy. Margaret Curley. Claire Marie Jensen. Angqi Xu. Annie Pan. William Y. Ho. Aaron William Callow. Christian Sa Tiscareño Kennedy. Eileen Catherine Watson. Thomas Arthur Alexander. Michael Thomas Shea. Ryan Thomas Shear. Trevor Andrew Lee. Max Hearings. Caroline Moritz Dorman. Cooper Abbott. Natalie Ramirez. Catherine Michelle Lawton. Taylor Rose Escobar. Kayla Aili Ayers. Madison Grace Kingston. Laura Kate Kubashik. Kayla Jane Carson. Callister Ann Carson. Matthew Augustine Betancourt. Andrew Edward Heckel. Nicholas Paju. Mark Kenneth McDowell. Harrison Nuzzi. Simone Corkett. Megan Margaret Daly. Kennedy Ann Sheckler. Sydney Hunter Arnoff. Gianna Mariah Serpa. Aaron Salim Moya. Andrew Furtado.
Andrew Enley Lung. Jonathan James Kwong. Kristen Lay. Hayden Shea. Dat Tan Bui. Michael Leonard Finney. Tyler Bergman. Brandon S. Tam. Shyla Surrey. Jonathan Young. Max Chandel Capogrosso. Armando Aguiar Lopez. Diana Maria Chan. Kevin Coda. Thane Colmorgan. Benjamin James Lara. Michael Tahari. Brian K. Chow. Connie Chang. Daniela Christine Lorenz. Ryan Miguel Martin. Joseph Anthony Giordano. Lily Trung Bowie. Alexander Gomez Lausa. Peter Brian Adamus. Anya Michelle Dennis. Joanna Rafaela Melgar Alvarez. Silas Timothy Montgomery. Suna Chadda. Spencer Barnett. Sina Adamia Yazdi. Justin Alexander Azarito. Sarah Ting Choi. Kevin Chian Queen. Tiffany Lai. Michelle Crystal Wu. Cynthia Daniela Robles. Gabrielle Lee. Alyssa Catherine Lee. Carly Antoinette Cudahy. Gerline Bajwa. Miriam Karamji. Andrew Patrick Chen. Patrick John de Guzman. Carlos Antonio Elizalde. Samantha Peshwan. Raymond Lynn. Jacob Jose Ejercito. Francis Joseph Castillo Tan. David Chan. Michael Anthony Carrillo. Renee Celeste Meyer. Charlene Cabal. William Joseph Bershinger. Elizabeth Abigail Hitchcock. Nicole Marie Feit. Jerica Page Schlachter. Kirsten Lynn Mead. Emily A. Carrillo. Christopher Gunsky. Armand Vartan Cohian. Helena Marie Ann Lee. Kayla Jade Sachiko Inui. Sandro Gago. Alfred Chung. Charlotte Barrow Agnew Huth. Amy Michelle Lufty. Alexander Jeffrey Krennick. Tristan Joseph Martin. Mark Thomas Belford. Ashley Therese Gadd. Lee M. Jensen. Michelle Rachel Gorstein. Matthew David Kaplan. John Benjamin Peters. Chad Sean Kalnan. Abigail Elizabeth Desai. Matthew Todd Miller. Mallory Lorraine Hanson. Mark Brownie. Tucker Blake Smith. Ono C. Ho. Mark Parillian Gehrig. Eric Peters. Peter Dewey Nestor. Jackson Russell Tootin, Connor Gabrielle Corcoran, Kevin Charles Cone, Warren Reed Westbrook, Ethan Michael Clements, Tianyi Tony Howe, Quinn Nguyen, Stephanie T. Shu, Anders J. Wade, Louis Joseph Martinelli, Ian Patrick McDougall, John Niles, Dylan Harrison Blatt, Tyler James Nickel, Jake P. Steganga, Alec George Paul, Jarrah Timotheus Leando, Matthew Condon Ryan, Tyler Nicholas Yen, Kelly Ray Oye, Catherine Kang, Haley M. Harada, Kristen Chiemi Carson, Jessica Chiyoko Oda, Natalie Joycelyn Law, Taylor Miyuki Tagawa, Dylan Detrey, Peter Staley Morton, Brian Chen, Francis Joseph Nix, Carl Scott Graychick, Philip Gordon Grube Park, Tobin Peter Bello, Christian Diego Linares, Hannah Diane Hawkins, Corey Patrick Reed, Emil George Antone, Matthew Thomas Nave, Akshar Puri, Matthew Douglas Randolph, Brian Kyle Roush, Kevin Sang, Megan Campbell Keith, Reagan Louise Salm, Catherine Therese Comfort, Liv Johnson, Richard Lee Daly, Samuel Joseph Torgino, Riley May, Edward Richard Vandervelden, Nicholas David Yeoman, Brooks Pisano Nicholson, Kyle James Phelan, Jeffrey Blake Smith, John Michael Throne, Brendan Swain Walsh, Courtney Ann Shenefield, Raymond Jacob Forjado Fartwe, Tiffany Quinn Vu, Beverlyn Law, Jasmine Yvonne Gaston, Siobhan Tan Huan Rong, Macklin Gwen, Laura Ann Hislop, Sydney Ann Munson, Nikki Ranga, Michael Ernest Henry, Lance Andrew Pieper, Kevin Ives, Eric Jian Wang, Christopher Zhang, Stephanie Yao, Haley Sue Brenda, Danielle Maytal Zinn, Zaina L. Tawil, Don Aldemo Ferrari, Julie Christine Gilliman, Mary Kanuko Fowler, Madeline Elizabeth Holder, Destiny Keeley Valentina Reyes, Elizabeth Ann Ray, Emily Christine Monroe, Kyla Simone Martin, Amy Mercedes Monzon, Christy Taylor Pierce, Christian Gabrielle Silvestri, Andrew Louis Rose, Kevin Wu. Michelle Aldalina. Kai Hirota. Tiffany Fong Tram Ta. Keaton Lee. Jackson Remington Hoagland. Gayatri Krishnan. Grant Peter Bollinger. Nikhil Samasundram. Hannah Lee Press. William James Lewis. Stephen Hendrick Harrison. Willis Matei. Devin Renee Robinson. Isabella Helene Giannini. Sarah Marie Robertson. Sloan Kathleen Peterson. Nicole Jean Corriveau. Emily Marie Ryland. John Andren Nunziati. Eric Robert Palindris. Davis Michael Warner. Christine Tran. Alec C. Prima Afroz Sharif. Hunter John Howard. Dakota James Calvert. Brian Davis Hune. Grant Riley Jones. Matthew Ryan Murphy. Tanvi Koshi. Arlene Johnsy Mullacampilli. Kayla Ann De Silva. Madeline Ray Colleen. Madeline Jean Cleland. Caroline Pizzell Glazer. Shannon Claire Breslin. Jacqueline Joan Pendergast. Kimberly Walsh. Isabella May Salant. Rachel Jepson. Caitlin Mary Brown. Reed Kawika Yamauchi. Joseph Patrick Piazza. Trevor John Fernandez. How do you say that? Nicholas Wright Huff Platais. Mitchell Ryan Kerkorian. Danielle Sirkin Neerman. Daniel William Cluse. Troy Joseph Thomas. Connor Liam Douglas Wolf. Amanda Elizabeth Chin. Brian William Bynum. Geraldine Elise Montes. Megan Liming Lau. Jasmine Balsara. Sabrina Eliza Matthews. Rafael Emanuel Guzman. McAllister James Alde. Nicole Brianna Hirnasik. Madeline A.S. Helfrich. Catherine Soyoung Chang. Megan Elizabeth Mitchell. Yoel Kuhn. Nicholas August Dudler Christie. Caleb Michael Zato Meyer. Stephen Hua. Alexander Christopher Ball. Colin Joseph Yang. Joseline Rusman. Olena Skripachova. Alexander Lawrence Barden. Matthew William Smithwick. Catherine Christine Ewell. Michiko Michelle Zerda. Chelsea Conroy. Lauren Michelle Red. Bridget Margaret Johnston. Haley Argadiwal. Delaney Noel Niehoff. Mishika Narula. Alexander Tevis Wood. Isabel Diane Tulse. Morgan Danielle McGuire. Danielle Marie Davis. Marissa Elise Ferrari. Jose Pablo Casillas Ontiveros. Sarah Watson. Riley Catherine Morgan. Margaret Claire Gallo. Emily Irene Oud. Kelly Christine Nicholson. Christopher Chang. Alan George Riddle. Regina Louise Shaw. Olivia J. Pickett. Indy Lamb Hickam. Christopher Nicholas Prosevia. Alexander Charles Bradford. Hayden Justice McDonald. Dylan Maximilian Ford. Ryan Dennis Freher. Jordan M. Sikowski. Patrick Lambert McQueen. Aaron McGowan. Kieran James Doherty. Samuel Robert Hahn. Cruz Peralta. Julian Leonardo Gonzalez. Guillermo Regalado III. John Donald Matthews.
Dr. Alfonso Ortega, Dean of the School of Engineering, will present the candidates for degrees from the School of Engineering. Dr. Ruth Davis of the Department of Computer Engineering will read aloud the names of the graduates of the school. Please wait until Dr. Davis has said your name before walking across the stage.
Candidates who have been approved for the degree of Bachelor of Science in the School of Engineering, please rise. Father President, I have the honor to present for their degrees those candidates who have been approved by the faculty of the school and by the Board of Trustees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degree of Bachelor of Science as indicated by your Dean. Congratulations.
Please be seated until you're directed to rise. Will the first row please come forward? Thomas Kyle Wasserman. Marcus Austin Kraus. Lillian Dow. Zachary James Ellinger. Jose Fournier. Anya Catherine Beard. Adarsh Tantri. Annie Kathleen Brown. Alexander Huff Campanelli. Sophia Loretta Castillo. Casania Maluhina. Cassandra Michelle Stowicki. Tatum Soleil Proswimmer. Kimberly Gonzalez. Chantel Farias. Natalie Michiko Plouffe. Andrea Filler. Gerard Roniel Madamba. Alexander Jin McKee. Jordan David Levine. Randall Roy Augustine Spalding. Rafael Bravo. Ishan Sharma. Senbao Lu. Anne-Marie Heinrichs. Madeline Claire Krennick. William Calder Payton. Margaret Lorraine May. Maggie Elizabeth Alt. Nicholas Kikuchi. Ivy Fernandez. Evagalia Calomira Buzos. Michaela Rose Vieira. Paul Eli Nolo. Braga Breyer McDonald Blake. Dana Beth Bren Cardali. Jeff Destrel. Roman Austin Lyman. Esther Bartlett. Joy Christiana Yusufzai. Daniel Makana Akua Kimoto. Stephen Ash. Amelia Jiro Hamilton. Andrew James Callens. Lauren Michelle Tetrev. Kevin Kestekyan. Eric Lindahl. Audrey Noel Ghazali. Lauren Ann Oliver. Christina Marie Whitworth. Matthew K. Sasaki. Nathan Seichi Miyashiro. Jose Abel Espinoza. Alexandra Golitz. Daniel James Eberhard. Joseph Lino Navarro II. Brandon James Popovec. Dean Rizal Radak Ricasa. Noah Timothy Strong. Ethan Jarl Jensen. Emil Hubner. Gabriela Maria Brunello. Jeffrey Bryce Stein. Taylor D. Darby. David Aguilar Rodriguez. Sonali Chaudhry. Alexander Sami Adranli. Manaj Adhikari. Kunal Jitendra Bimjani. Sanji Kai. Christian Osborne Askew. Frederick Gustav Blomqvist. Kevin Francis Bainline. Benjamin Theodore Button. Eric Allen Castronovo. Derek Junya Chan. Stephen Alex Trong. Cooper James Schwab. Ian William Richard. Michael David Richard Parati. Peter Scott Mitchell. Matthew Lewis Pirro. Joseph Betcher Anderson V. Brian William Cox. Matthew Johns Weber. Helen Chan. Michael Joseph Enriquez. Patterson Wardlaw Jaffers. Stephen James Hoff. Fee Lamb. Kevin Keenan Velsich. Isai Morales. Gabrielle Maria Tordillos. Darrence Lim. Michael Stephen Howe. Nathan George Amarandos. Eric Stephen Van Laer. Elisa Hawthorne. Dion Cole Graham Long. Tasman Anastasia Haxon. Daniel Vanderhoff Mayer. Kellen Daniel Bryan. Yusef Salem Zumat. Stephen Von Booth. Nicholas Scott Goodpaster. Nisha Rajaram Gadbole. Reese Norman Jackson. Vishanth Iyer. Gurneev Singh Sareen. Nathan Kerr. John Paul Noble Hurley. Griffin Timothy Modi. Ryan Fernandez. Brett Stephen Harrison. Stephen Edward Hu. Jun Chan. Andrew John Tolentino Leonard, Isabella Barbarossa Figuera, Angelina Poole, Kelly Christine Wesley, Bryson Lee, Kush Rohit Mahajani, Alexander Timothy Martin, Quentin Stanford Wild, Colin Leaf Walther, Sean Joseph Karstein, Colby Curtis Harper, Dante Dalla Gasparina, Ian Joseph Santillano, Louis Remigius Lin, Thomas Nguyen, Patrick Wu, Thomas Chung, Joseph Ken Fan, Yuya Oguchi, Natalie Marie Arison, Rowan Frank Decker, William Nguyen, Jishing Lee, Ojas Rao, Jisoo Park, Geminiano Romano Pineda Yabut IV, Miley Joanne Naito, Alexander David Cito, Justin Meekin, Mark Joseph Hattori, Jason Philip Capili, Sarah Catherine Kelly Pagnani, Kelly Marie Pasco, Brandon Thomas Smith, Sarek Sotelo Jimenez, Ellen Sang, Ray David Palomares, Zain Umarani, Tor Saxberg, Frank Ignacio Canizaro, Derek Char, Andrew Michael Harris, Michael Paul Karachewski, Miguel Chapa IV, Isaac Maxwell Jorgensen, Carl Spencer Maggio, Nathan Zachary Tudor, Kai Schmidt, Ken William Kuria Wakaba, Naeem Kari Turner Bandali, Samantha Ann Moorhead, Evan Arthur Hurl, Evan Kerr Holmes, Shay Finnegan Connor, Shivam Ganthi, Sean Giblin, Aaron Guthrie, Sana Imran, Benjamin Thomas Lampy, Joseph Edwin Teberge, Taylor Hirakawa Mao, Alan Derek Pye, Andrew Mitchellmore, Julia Ann Schaffer, Nicholas James Schnabel, Andrew Song, George Stathakis, Josh Sullivan, Ruben Tapia, Brian Yang Chadadi, Camila Faye Prentice, Bethany Marie Shu, Leslie J. Shang, Sean Matthew Backus, Brian Christopher Meyer, Alastair James Coles Hood, John Francis Strong, Bruce James Iverson, Parker Stewart Gribb, Christopher Jerome Edwards, Mitchell Tyler Spinelli, Finn Sullivan Reuter, Catherine Jane Murray, Nicholas William Lurie, David Edward Kim, Christopher Adam Seghetti, David Bonner Leonardo, Zachary Ryan Kisner, Ian Michael Tierney, Joseph Henderson Hurley, Patrick George Mihalik, Marina Predovic, Angel Barranco Rojas, Valeria Isabel Avila Guerrero, Felicia Franz, Mariden Totanis, Kevin Anthony Ellis, Milan Ottaviano Opic, Duncan James Bradley, Corey Isaac Brown, Manny Kandan Ganesivam, Grant Michael Mishler, Cameron Dennis Fish, Michael Alexander Destin, Daniel Anthony Condi, Noah Friedman, Tyler Robert Gamble, David Fred Harris, Noah F. Barnes, Annalise Bowles, Nicholas Vicente Garcia, Joseph Roland O'Brien, Caleb Conrad Oliva, Luke Anthony Charles Correnti, Adam Stewart Fontana, Cecilia Marie Hemingway, Daniel Ali Eckstein, Kyle Thomas McMorrow, Alexa Lee Girolamo, Hannah Maria LeBlanc, Mahina Akemi Kamoku, Justine D.E. Lee, Alexander Richard Winter, Kelsey Ann Peterson, Jean Marie Moore, Rachel Hale, Rafael Delphin Calalang Guerrero, Leonel Isaac Marcia, Anthony James Jackson, Kellick Thomas Olice, Stephen Holger Parks, Madeline Renee Peroy, Dylan Anthony Santana, Pranav Prabhakar, Jamie Elizabeth Salberg, Uchechukwu Okechukwu Agwu, Titus Lee Whitehead, Micah Muir Thomas, Arya Faley, Kirthana Dudi, Nithya Gireddy,
Dr. Debbie Tomasabi, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, will present the candidates for Bachelor of Science degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Angel Islas of the Department of Biology will read aloud the names of the graduates from the college. Please wait until Dr. Islas has said your name before walking across the stage.
Candidates who have been approved for the degree of Bachelor of Science in the College of Arts and Sciences, please rise. Father President, I have the honor to present for their degrees those candidates who have been approved by the faculty of the college and by the Board of Trustees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the degree of Bachelor of Science as indicated by your Dean. Congratulations.
Please be seated until you are directed to rise. Amelia Marie Lyle. Maria Lutagarda Glorioso. Adriana Ortiz. Margaret Lindsay Sorum. Logan Okawachi, William Connor Pollard, Claire Calfo, Matthew Joseph Lowell, Henry Yamaguchi Ferguson, Zoe Dolcinos, Daniel Richard Cody, Lauren M. Hall, Christina Soraya Benirshka, Thatcher Boak, Nicole Caroline Schlatter, Michael Moffett Padden, Megan Elizabeth Bindi, Kaylee Groves Swindle, Sarah Kelly O'Connor, Katrina Marie Quigley, Marie Catherine Pariseau, Laura Inez Thompson, Andrea Julietta Bennett, Chandler Justin Hawk, James Mickey Moran, John Eric Carrion, Nicholas Anthony Rohde, Catherine Delaney Asher, Casey Lynn Mills, Alexander M. Kodik, Andres Adolfo Alvarez, Grace Jennings Sternberger, Celia Plysai Boone, Janelle Tobias, Valerie Rose Bright, Marta Gil Atuñano Foncilas, Erica Tiffany Sasaki, Samuel Cavill Huff, Lamberto A. Dabani, Carlo Lane Artemijo, Lucy Mercedes Studemeister, Stephanie M. Aramo, Andres Miguel Gonzalez, Liliana Bianca King Adas, Jacinda Lee Rangel, Madison Rose Kamarlingi, Madeline Margaret Thurby, Grant Michael Gordon, Caitlin Melissa Lowery, Eric Benjamin Letau, Joseph Benjamin Tagora, Michael Kwa Wei Zheng, Jennifer Yin, Ching Pan, Maya Maria Arce, David James Bell, Caroline Elizabeth Bolligman, Lucas Samuel Miller, Sutter Groon, Lauren Patricia Brennan, Emma Ruth Brethauer, Sarah Lauren Dunham, Katie Teresa Hagen, Shannon Hope Dunn, Ariana Isabel Shams, Shima Tadeshza, Noan Annika Villalobos Sanchez, Monica Celeste Perez Negron, Caitlin Marie Escobar, Megan Elsie Cohn, Catherine Emily Heiler, Paul William Kozel, Brianna Machado, Andre Arash Payman, Michael Kandra, Brian Putra, Leah Duran, Isabel Rigoli, Sydney Marie Martinez, Andy James Medina, Quincy Elizabeth Gilbert, Sierra Lynn Klusakowski, Jonathan Connor Redman, Kyle Alexander Richardson, Amanda Catherine Harris, Jason Nguyen, Nikan Ramani Azar, Shannon Liu, Michael Brewer, Theron James, Laura Gavrilovic, Drew Thomas Ogamori, Hannah Grace Parrish, Justin Chua Ocampo, Lindsay Lee Yu Taylor, Kayleen Elise Cruden, Peter Tamora, Sarah Frances Craven, Grace Nicole Kruger, Katie Danielle Rior, Hannah Morgan Court Bowie, Catherine Ann Frank, Rebecca Lowe, Francisco Alfredo Gutierrez Ramirez, Emily Liu, Jasmine Marie Quinn, Lawrence Allen T. Santos, Katrina Lee, Natalie Ha Zuyen Wen, Preston Tam, Jessica Wu, Megan Emmy Ching, Harrison Wright, Sarah Emiko Endo, Brian Walter Yanagi, Meheret Zurga Sema, Harshitha Mogalopoli, Edgar Pascal Tenorio, Jamie Arce, Nicholas Fong, Vincent Hisashi Martinetto, Megan Kathleen Eng, Nicole Marie Hartman, Kelleher Ann Farrell, Holland Armstrong Flynn, Molly Ann Modeste Martin, Catherine Jacqueline Lafitte, Madison H. Warner, Sydney Kristen Estrada, Rachel Mackenzie Warden, Cassandra Lee Hendricks, Sabrina Rachel Parness, Paul Gordon Armstrong, Luke Matthew Hoyle, Nicholas Alexander Redfield, Kieran Coglin, Safwan Alazawi, Gunnar Pagnotti, Farzad Jason Bagari, Joseph Keith Cotter, Joseph Henry Conan, Sharon Dieppe, Vivian Dow, Amanda D. Fearon, William Robert Gunn, Madeline Rose Landry, Dean Afrif, Erin Danielle Goldsmith, Nathan Emmett Hutchison, Eugene Cheng, Zachary Reagan Graham, Daria Yeroshenko, Danielle Isabel Wilcombe, Megan Donaher Wright, Haruto Nakai, Alma Lucia Nui, Tisha Harnasiri, Hannah Emily Wood, Joseph Berriatua, Andrew Melendez, Ivan Liang, Arul Palaniapan, Jackson Parsons, Tiffany Velvet Palmer, Stephanie Tessier, Colton Tyler Powell, Dominic Komarek, Myron Kwan, Neil Jeremy Prabo, Alexia Pierre, Stefan Richard Zier, Derek Hu, Sean Daniel Romero, Anmal Singh Thierra, Donald R. McNeil, Catherine Therese Keyline, Warren Singh, Brian Nguyen Tan, Saigopini Angela Panir Silvam, Dominic Alfredo Scatolini, Eric Truitt, Han Xiaohe, Jennifer Takayo Young, Sean Michael Drufel Henry, Madison Isabel Morris, Kara Midori Bacino, Nicholas Ryan Thompson, Suffer Nicholas Aragi, Jessica Jasmine Lou Munoz, Erica Elaine Sweet, Michelle Ming Coleman, John Daniel Guthmiller, Marlene Cerritos Rivas, Josephine Marie Vassar Dabble, Mayron Mulugeta, Dallas Victoria Swayzer, Deja Chantel Webster, Alyssa Ami Miyawotoy, Kelsey Sarah Ade, Isaiah Clayton Everett, Peter Bradshaw, Peter Anthony Vaucher, Joseph Morgan Bermudez, Bethany Ann Borowski, Zachary John Zeller, Nicholas David Cisneros, Christopher Brody, Gudrun Anar Daughter, Benjamin Aaron Cohn, Summer Zafar Malik, Amanda Miyuki Doherty, Elizabeth Ann Cowart Smith, Jackson O'Reilly, Jordan Raymond Bloom, Brendan Applemont, Megan Elizabeth O'Toole, Elizabeth Mary Camaroto, Grant Pasquale McChesney, Riley Thomas Shah, Jonathan F. Chung, Gordon Lawrence Kunster, Braden Patrick Aguilera, Jacob Scott Federico, Cameron John Rowland, Edith Irene Anderson, William Wright Hudson, Connor D. Pyle, Devin Christopher Meyer, Jackson Douglas Garrett, Alec Girard, Grant Michael Miller, Cameron L. Montgomery, Matthew John Woolsey Jr., Kylie Marie Gibbs, Ivana Marie Kuchan, Avery Alexandra Emile Ikeda, McCall Christine James, Dean Main, Allison Ho, Lauren Brittany Conroy, Inho Ra, Jennifer Reinke, Austin Patrick Dirks, David John Bissotti, Jackson William Polotnik, Alexander Robert McCullough, Cormac Richard McCosker, Patrick Connor Turley, Patrick Stewart Hanley, Chandler Christina White, Catherine Ann Block, Zachary Roy McGrew, Grant Philip Malin, Austin James Fisher, Anthony Scott Jeramia, John Edward Beck, Mark Eric Lex, Charles O'Day, Jeffrey Robert Racklin, Tomoki Nazikian, Kian Neil O'Callahan, Kush Agaral, Edward G. Nee, Patrick Thomas Martin Sulliver, Jason Matthew Vickers, Nicholas Spleshall, Zachary Andrew Stefan, Fernando Guinto, Miranda Louise Caputo, Thomas Connor Oglosi, Evangelia Nicole DeChico, Ellie Alexander Bonadis, Davis Ty Grinninger, Sam Ollier, Morgan Gray Gillis, Shivam Desai, Jackson Jeffrey Ogden Sage, Kripa Arun Sitaraman, Jenna Marie Schmitz, Francis Xavier Malone IV, Danielle Christine Price, John Paul Rindfleisch, Athena Mary Snyder, Susan Vidalon Suzuki, Stelios McDonald, Genevieve Louise Clow, Matthew Connor Fogarty, Emily Kathleen Barney, Dylan Harrison John Farah, Richard Nicholas DeAlbert III, Ming Fei Zhang, Emily Osborne Seiler, Emma Marielle George Johnson, Kian Joseph Lavin, Aaron Arslanoglu, Shireen Kaur Mann, Zachary Tavanian, Matthew Brett Davis, Charles Fitzpatrick Manning, Lauren Pond, Manil Lakabi, Eric Piacenti, Alexander Kennedy, Jorge Antonio Lopez Payan, Daniela Quiscard, Sydney Lane Emerson, Jessica Nicole Carmona, Natalie Annette Duda, Jeanette Thee Lee, Marilyn Lorena Escun, Elena Skikos, Hannah Rumpf, Tess Marie Carton, John Anthony Leon Sanchez, Dominique Sachiki Dold, Katie Marie Grimm, Alicia Ann Manfroy, Chansa Schmidt, Clinton May, Louis Herman Grace, Nicholas Matera, Marissa Ann Rudolph, Meredith Anderson, Jack Donald Williams, Travis John Oslin, Caitlin Diggs, Catherine Olin Atkinson, Stephen Abushan, Caroline Pepper, Lois Aum, Emily Ching Yan Young, Anna Johansson, Jack Dorsey, Ryan Kinchelo, Dominic Stevens Sereno, Bezan Pithawala, Edith Guadalupe Romero, Alejandra Magaña Gamero, Claudia Portugal, Emma Ann Chen, Connor Patrick Moore, Emmanuel Bazuna, Garvey C. Vincent, Taylor Elan Key, Berenice Ruiz, Shauna Richardson, Alexa Casali, Caroline May Drury, Nicole Marie Blaney, Amanda Fruling, Alyssa Eileen Weems, Rebecca Frances Jascott, Erica Ann McDonald, Pierre Dunbar McInturf, Christian Gregory Contreras, William Rapsey Berkowitz, Ryan Thomas Johnson, Martin Perez Jr., Ella Munson Cobelt, Taylor Maya Tromberg, Tiffany Vienne, Cindy Son, Gianna Kishmishian, Jonathan R. Hoover, Yelena Vine, Hannah Catherine Wiest, Caitlin Yvonne Boone, Veronica Schulte, Paul Thomas Becker, Christine Elizabeth Abrahamians, Michelle Stella Garlett, Carlos Alberto Delgadillo, Satoshi Chaffin, Babacar Diallo, Tyler David Downing, Melissa Yee, Angelica Victoria Otilia Fuentes, Mackenzie Elizabeth Bush, Vincent Lin, Helen Nguyen, Manuel Joseph Brenninkmeyer, Elizabeth Catherine Condon, Brendan Michael Betancourt, Francisco Garcia, Emily Rose Lindsay, Jacqueline Roche Castillo, Francesca Alexis Dana, Tyler Jordan Scott, Jack Allen Hurstam, Elena Jane Radding, Rachel Brooke Herzog, Allison Lynn Martinez, Jenna Elizabeth Salinas, Varun Kaushal, Taylor Danielle Berry, Jonathan Pierre Jarrett, Bridget Rose Flaherty, Margaret Catherine Marie LaFountain, Elisa D. Cristoforo, Meredith Rose Walker, Allison Rose Motzel, Catherine Rachel Meyer, Michael Cameron Guggenheim, Christine Ann Clausen, Danielle Josephine Heath, Anand Purohit, Noah Angelica Laribors, Emily L. Yang, Ariana Hooks, Mats Evan Nelson, Shannon Malaya Wu, Alexis Bethany Childers, Caitlin Ashlyn Sheridan, Preeti Pantel, Corinne Marie Archer, Anna Haley Fitch, Kelsey Ray Better, Marley Sienna Dunn, Brianna Rachel Barnes, Erin Marie Reineking, Jensen Cunningham, Grace Ann D'Amico, Jennifer Ong, Juliana Ashley Banuelos, Alana Rose Beaton, Mikkel Christina Metcalf, Julia Fairchild Moore, Ryan Leslie Robinson, Isaiah Malik Green, Natalie Amber Palencia, Sammy Tucon, William Greer Galloway, Cole Martin Lapola, Cindy R. Zaldivad, Kimberly Ty Ramos, Vivian Vu, Nithya Vemireddy, Kaylee Ann Mateo, Janelle Marissa Atangan, Vincent An Viet Pham, Reza Sina Sultanzad, Ryan Feather, Alexandra Vanessa Senecola, Christina Olivia Ferrone, Paige Claire Mueller, Caitlin Elizabeth Lyons, Haley Jessica Beecher, Leanna Nicole Brown, Haley Barkley Green, Madeline Lane Kaufman, Amanda L'Oreal Nolan, Jessica Marie McFadden, Cornelia Christina Lindelow, Mackenzie Ann Myers, Gilly Tosovitsky, Kathleen Grace Booth, Amanda Taylor Parola, Michelle Elizabeth Van Riper, Emily Christina Moore, Catherine Lacey Moran, Wendy Ann Conaway, Christine Kramer, Samantha Maria Stasio, Noah Sayed Ahmad, Catherine Lynn, Athena Na Nguyen, Jacqueline Christensen, Marissa Danielle Yi Wong, Angela Kim So, Raquel Alexandra Hernandez Sotomayor, Shri Mundra, Gurpreet Soki, Juliette Ann Elise Anderson, Michaela Kathleen Briere, Sarah Solis Kelly, Leanne Julie Ruddy, Everett Ian Peters, Kirpa Kochar, Eliana Yu, Monica Lilia Lopez, Jeffrey Stephen Toski, Elena Noemi Frommer, Christina Pamela Harris, Mark Felice, Zachary William Boyett, Ellie Chiano Fisher, Tiffany Sarah Ronan, Laura Slater, Sarabella Marie Muse, Mariah Jacqueline Montez, Christina Alvarez, Paige Erickson, Hannah Mary Warnicki, Karen Mack, Tracy Aston Ronquillo, Mitchell Koi Nguyen Dang, Tyler Luce, Peter Anup Singh, Megan Middleberg, Christina McCollum, Philip Pavlov, Lindley Jane Norberg, Elizabeth Field Smith, Arbelina Bernadette Bebla, Imani Thompson, Caroline Will, Nina Stroud, Sarah Jane Luther, Gustavo Q. Zavala, Julieta Maria Francisca Perales, Gabriela Maria Chaparro, Maura Redman, Christina Renee Stevenson, Nicholas Michael Wooster, Christian Abraham, Colleen Burke, Emilio Sanchez, Maciel Cassandra Rivera, Aaliyah Navab Steiner, Lyra Castellani, Laura Castellani,
Jack Hurstum, President of the Associated Student Government, a graduating senior majoring in political science and ethnic studies, and this year's recipient of the Peter Hans Kolvenbach S.J. Award, will now introduce the valedictorian.
Will the 2018 valedictorian, Athena Nguyen, please come forward? I'm glad so many of you have stayed around for what will be a very good valedictory address. Athena graduates with a public health and political science double major and biology minor. Athena has been a Jean Donovan Fellow, a Global Social Benefit Fellow, a Public Health Research Assistant, and has served the Xavier Residential Learning Community for the past 2 years as a community facilitator. She is also the recipient of a Fulbright Scholarship and will be traveling to Vietnam in the fall as a Fulbright English teaching assistant. Now, Athena will deliver the valedictory address.
Thank you, Jack Hurstum, Father Eng, Provost Jacobs, and Kirk Hansen. When I was in high school, I went on a retreat. One night, I was surprised when my retreat leader read aloud letters from my parents. I sobbed as I heard word for word my parents' messages. Their English was broken, they misused words, and their syntax was a mess. However, I wept not because of embarrassment, but because their love was conveyed through their words. I didn't care that they didn't use proper grammar or write in perfect English that everyone could understand. I knew that I could feel the love of their words no matter what. When I was younger, I was bullied because of the way that my parents spoke English. It was often broken and featured a heavy Vietnamese accent. Most people didn't care that I was perceived as an outsider. They only cared about how I was different. I think everyone has been in a position where you feel misunderstood because someone didn't get the time to talk to you or get to know you. For a long time, I was ashamed of my identity. However, when I came to SCU, I discovered its strength and significance through accompaniment. A popular name in the public health field and my personal hero, Paul Farmer, discussed the importance of accompaniment. He said, to accompany someone is to be present on a journey with a beginning and an end. To me, the definition of accompaniment is embodied within the SCU population. When I came to SCU, I found a community of friends, faculty, and staff to walk with me on my journey. In the beginning, we all chose SCU for our own reasons, but what unites us are the Jesuit values that form the foundation of our time here. Our privilege of education not only encourages us to excel academically and professionally, but also to become people for others. I had a conversation with a professor a couple weeks ago where we discussed the intensity of school and what it meant to be successful. For some, that means being the best player on your team, putting on an amazing culture show, excelling in the classroom, or conducting research. In discovering our passions, we have become more vibrant versions of ourselves, forming our own identities and understanding of how we fit into SCU and the global community. For me, I found my place in the international community through Miller Center for Social Entrepreneurship. Last summer, I traveled to Myanmar as a Global Social Benefit Fellow to investigate the impact of mobile technology on maternal health. Through my experiences conducting interviews and getting to know the people I met there, I recognized my brother, my mother, my father, and those with whom I worked. By engaging in cross-cultural dialogue and finding my place among friends and families throughout the world, I have come to realize that my multicultural background is an asset. Despite our differences in race, language, and background, I have seen the thread of humanity that weaves us together in our common identity. Our commonalities have led to some of our best experiences with each other here at SCU. Our long nights in the library, late night trips to Taco Bell and the Bronco, vigils at Mission Church, and political actions aimed to stand in solidarity with each other are special because of the people who have accompanied us during these moments. Our class is full of academics, activists, athletes, artists, and entrepreneurs. Above all, we are called to be people for others. Our experiences shaped by accompanying one another cannot be understood without the ones who have helped us get here. To the administration, faculty, and staff, thank you for all the work you do behind the scenes to make our SU experience meaningful and transformative. To our friends and family members, thank you for supporting, loving, and challenging us to be the best versions of ourselves. And to my parents, Gama and Bomat, your incredible sacrifice is the reason why I am standing before you here today. As we move forward, I want to encourage us to acknowledge our unique identities, gifts, and talents, and use them not only to become great leaders, but also lift up others along the way. Don't hesitate to express your opinions, advocate for others, and champion a more just, humane, and sustainable world. Though this is the end of our undergraduate ceremony at SCU, we are called to be agents for ourselves and one another. On this special day and every day, I encourage you to accompany others and thank those who have been on this journey with us. Thank you, and go Broncos.
Thank you, Athena, for reflecting on the rich blessings of your family, the varied ways in which your Santa Clara classmates embraced your unique gifts and identity, and the transformative experience of a Jesuit education. Confident that you and your classmates will apply your talents, knowledge, and creativity to be women and men for others. Before we close our ceremony with the singing of the alma mater and the benediction, I wish to thank our honorees for being here today. Thank you again, Kirk, for a wonderful commencement address. I want to thank the staff who've supported our students through thick and thin, and in particular those who've served as ushers and guides today. In a moment, I'd like you to join me and the graduating seniors here in thanking the faculty who've been your teachers and mentors and who've challenged and empowered you to achieve your full potential. Particularly like to express our gratitude to the faculty who are retiring this year. Would all the faculty please stand? Finally, I would invite the graduates to thank your friends and family, especially your parents who've been with you and supported you through your years at Santa Clara. Would the graduates please rise and give your parents and loved ones a hand? Thank you all for being here to join in our joyous celebration. Please stand now for the alma mater and remain standing for the benediction. The alma mater will be sung by graduating seniors from the Santa Clara University Chamber Singers.
Santa Clara, alma mater, lo, our hearts are pledged to thee. El Dorado's firstborn daughter, who beside the western sea, where the palm and olive mingle, bade the torch of science burn. In our footsteps bear us from thee, back to thee our hearts will turn. This the mission bells are telling, as exultingly they ring. Santa Clara, alma mater, sweet they sing, where the palm and olive mingle, proudly raise their hands on high. In the earliest fane of science built beneath our western sky.
The benediction will be given by Justin Ocampo, a graduating senior from Sacramento, California, with a major in biology and minors in biotechnology and public health, who will end this commencement with the benediction prayer.
Lord, we give praise and thanksgiving for all the opportunities and blessings you have bestowed upon us during our time at Santa Clara University. From our very first steps on campus to our very last steps on this stage today, you have been with us in all our life-changing and everyday moments. We thank you, God Almighty, for having blessed us with such inspiring and caring faculty, staff, and administrators who have advocated for us to become our best selves. We also ask that you bless all our family and friends who have strengthened us through unconditional support during these past years. Empower us, Lord, as we walk from this place today and into a complex, demanding, yet hopeful world. Help us discover our true identity so that we embody a spirit of selfless service and conscientious leadership, especially towards the margins of society. Most of all, Lord, help us on the path of our lifelong mission of selfless love for you, for ourselves, and for each other. As St. John of the Cross states, at the evening of life, we shall be judged on our love. Lord, ignite in us the fire of your love as we go forth and set the world on fire, a fire that touches and transforms the hearts of others for your greater glory all the days of our lives. We ask this in your name. Amen.
The graduation exercises will conclude with a recessional of faculty, distinguished guests, and administrators. Please remain standing in your place until the recessional is complete and the platform party has left the stadium. For those of you with reservations to attend the alumni picnic, I invite you to make your way to Bellamy Field. Please refer to the campus map on the inside back cover of the program. Congratulations to you, the class of 2018, and to your families, and may God bless the newest alumni of Santa Clara University. Have a wonderful day.